Hello and welcome back to Legend Series. It's Nuke for this decider match. Spirit versus EPG starting in the next couple of minutes. They're just joining the server now. Couple of moments for a couple of quick predictions. Do you have any predictions for this specific matchup? Obviously, we've seen some crazy upsets today, but this is a repeat of earlier's game.
Spirit should be
easy as that.
Yeah,
no
easy
BS.
as that.
No BS.
So for the maps that I expected for this best of one, the first one.
Best of 31. Imagine that. That would be, feels like a best of 31.
I don't know. And we switch map after every single round. Yeah.
Imagine doing, okay, here's theory crafting. What does chat think of this? A best of 7, but play best of 10 rounds. Imagine that. No. You play overtime on 7 maps, but it rolls. So basically you do an overtime. So you do an overtime on Mirage, let's say. You get like 4-2, and then the score carries on for the next map.
Oh,
imagine that. That would be good. I'll write that down for the next Legend Series.
That's right. Yeah, so
that's miming.
I just wanted to open up the notes to make sure if I was thinking about the right maps right here. So yeah, for the first matchup, Spirit EPG, definitely Mirage and Nuke up in the cards out there. They played Mirage, now they're playing Nuke.
Yeah.
So the two maps the two teams have in common and are like among the best. Both are being played. So first Mirage, then Nuke. And actually it was in that exact like order. So I thought that best would be Mirage for these two teams to play on against each other. They played Mirage first. Now Nuke would be the second best map. They're playing Nuke. And obviously no cash. As you said last time, no train because that was banned first, and I believe that was also among the first bans right here too. And what we also rolled out, probably no overpass. Yeah.
Oh, I love that little shot. I'm a big fan of this shot. Look at that. You can see the warm-up at the same time. Yeah, you can see the the game feed, and then you can see.
But I love it on a little bit.
I do like that.
On a smaller screen. Yeah. Because on a big screen, I can't see anything in there.
Yeah, I need it right here. I need the game feed like an inch from my face.
All right, so we're seeing Nuke. I love that. Can't be any happier at the moment. And yeah, so I'm saying Team Spirit, but under normal circumstances.
No, I'm happy about this. I'm not normally happy about Nuke. I normally see Nuke and I'm usually and then I sit really back and I try and prick my back and I'm in an even worse mood. But nah, I'm happy to see it here, genuinely.
I don't even want to comment on that, my friend. Like, this was such a scam. EPG scammed themselves pretty much in this one.
Scam school.
Spirit actually got the first attack onto one of the players from EPG, and then they walked in between like the box and the wall so that they could only fight against one player. And that one player was so stupid as to go into that fight because he had lower HP, so it was obvious he would lose that. I just don't want to understand it. But yeah, like, people don't really think too much about the knife rounds, I think. It's not really what you train or something like that. It's just something you do. And here, Spirit are going to start on their better side. And just thinking back to the match against Envious, if Spirit really show up just like there, if Dima has no kills until round number 8, if Coldy has no kills until round number 12, then they won't be able to win against EPG. But I just don't think that something like that's going to happen in a domestic matchup. Spirit probably feel a little bit more comfortable and completely relaxed in a match against EPG. Now YR is going to get a headshot out there, but instantly after he's going to lose a teammate, Hellion down on the ground. Bombs planted, so at least there's money for the terrorist team. But they are one man down and they're completely surrounded.
Yeah, how's Nickelback going to be able to get out of this situation? Peeks in, nice dink, Coldy down to the 8. Door closed as well, trying to close it out. Oh, they're playing peekaboo through the door. Trying to take the shots on through, but he can't find this bomb diffuser. He's still defusing! Something finds a headshot as well. And round over. Bit of fun. Bit of fun early on.
I love that fun with the doors. And like, where else can you do that? Possibly on cash. But it's not even so close to the bomb at that stage, really.
That's my favorite door in the game. 100%. Bar none, favorite door in the game. We can see so many funny gimmicky plays through that. I love vents as well. I feel like this map is getting better. I feel like in 6 months, I want to see even more teams like learn to play it. I don't want to see it overplayed. I just want to see like 1 out of 10 or whatever.
The old version was much better. You could do a lot with the movements, and you could like block the doors with your weapon, and they were in like better positions actually. Like Toxic was in the better position.
Look at these smokes outside. Big gaps for EPG and Team Spirit. Pick them apart through and beyond. Davkos with 4 frags as well. We saw him fragging on a monumental level earlier with the AWP, specifically on Mirage. Not too much on Inferno, I have to say. But here on Nuke, looking for this first pick. And remember, if Spirit do win this, they'd have played 3 best of 1s in a row. So no, that's the equivalent of playing a long best of 3, I suppose. But yeah, still, that whole cycle can get tiring. And you do experience fatigue. We commonly see that with these teams.
It will be tiring for them. That we can say for sure. And guess what? Another thing that I can say is it's going to favor Envious for sure.
Wow.
Like, they would have already lost against Envious 3-16, and then exhausted, they go into another match against the same team. Can't imagine it being so much better than the previous. Now, actually, EPG are going to answer very quickly because they got the bomb planted in the first round. That way, they were able to afford the rifles. That way, we get the fall by a little bit earlier. And Team Spirit are instantly caught off guard by that.
Oh, I do feel like you need to take every single map in isolation. So when you have a really poor performance like that, you come back into Nuke, you come back into a second map. It's like a best of 3, and you need to step up. It's do or die at that point. And for Team Spirit, it literally is do or die right now. Remember, this is an elimination match, playing for their tournament life in every single series from here on out. EPG bursting down ramp straight to the B site. YR chipping in as well. It's already a 5 versus 3. B site and Nuke, this is pretty much a done deal already.
Yeah, for sure. I would also love to see a little bit of X-ray into that matchup, by the way. Oh, Coldy. Oh, he struggled so much on that kill. That was bad. Come on, EPG, do that. Come on. And now I started kind of cheering a little bit for EPG, seeing this round. Coldy was performing horribly against Envious on Inferno, but maybe I thought it was the case of just Spirit not really feeling like trying so hard against Envious when the game was actually at such a bad standpoint and already. But if he's not... okay, he did hit the frag, but if he's still struggling so much to do that, then something's clearly wrong, and I hate it.
Haze for EPG here, swarming outside, 4 players looking to be backed off by Nickelback, who's already found some quick frags in this series. But Davkos instead needs to go get the CC flick. 12 bullets all sprayed through and cannot even connect. Lots of damage done, but no kills for Team Spirit so far. As Arch, he's got a lot of work to do. Well, Davkos, he's already on 13 HP, pretty much down and out.
Well, Davkos still lingering around the corner. He's going to spot out the enemies, but nothing he can really do about them. Arch now, the last man standing. And that's 3-2 in the favor of Element Pro Gaming, definitely. Maybe even without a single victim in this round. That would be amazing for them, economically. YR, though, on very low HP, works straight into Arch, but kind of expects that situation. Gets the headshot himself. 3-2 indeed. Now, Team Spirit will be buying up, but with still pretty weak economy on their side. Arch. Okay, never mind. He's going to have a Kevlar and helmet, but no grenades out there. Davkos is going to be playing with a FAMAS. Dima with a UMP sacrifices that better rifle in order to get some equipment for the team, as they have very little of that.
Straight outside once again. Elian taking up top. Those smokes are much better this time. Sophing actually finding a gap through them. Big whiffs from both him and EPG. That was an angle that we don't actually see all too much. Peeking straight over, did lots of damage onto the back in space, but hasn't meant too much so far. Arch, nice double spray down. This B site looking a lot tighter here as Elian from behind just dive down into the Molotov. 2 versus 2 now is both of these EPG members find kills. Straight on towards A. And Molotov placed. Spirit looking to rotate back in. And Colding, oh, knives out. Elian does actually capitalize. Swing back in, finds a quick headshot. Davkos from behind has it all to do a 1v2. There's the first. Big between the eyes. And Hooch being locked out by a smoke. Means Davkos now with the kit. He's actually going to turn, back turned. Lesson learned.
That smoke might have made Davkos think that nobody's going to be there.
Yeah,
or something.
I think so.
Never took a peek even that way. And APG just like that, they're getting another one for themselves, and that's lovely to see. We thought that they got smashed on Mirage earlier on in the day. In the second half, they started building something up. We didn't quite believe it. But now that we saw Team Spirit do so poorly against Envious on Inferno, it's actually believable that in the second half, they just didn't have as much strength as in the first one. And right now, it's getting worse and worse. And here on Nuke, APG stand a real chance of winning a map against Team Spirit. But Coldy and Dima finally doing something, finally waking up all of a sudden and being able to hit the shots, especially Coldy. I'm so worried about that.
Elian's been pretty crisp with his aim so far, but Arch, AK, Armor, I think he's just relying on a pick from elsewhere to open up a site, to give him a bit of ground to move in. But you can see, yeah, I think he was trying to pop it down ladder there, but unable, just drops at his feet, and there's a follow-up. Finally hits that money shot. Archer's actually been tagged down, so he's going to back off, try and save this AK-47. Obviously not going to be going for this one.
But from behind, YR is going to have a little bit of trouble. Hooch obviously quickly replies, but still, for Coldy to get a kill like that, it's definitely important. It's definitely good to see. 5-2. EPG though still with the lead, and yes, they started to like lose a couple of rifles here and there this time around, but they were safe enough. They were playing the rounds out safe enough earlier on so that they don't have to worry about the economy just yet.
Straight out onto this A site. This Davkos firing a couple of shots through. Shot after shot. Not many connecting. Has already found one already, but EPG, lots of ground onto this B site. Going to try and wrap in. Swarming this one is Coldy. Straight down into Hooch's crosshair. EPG is seemingly everywhere. Really down to Davkos to hit a couple with his AWP here. Trying to level it up, but oh no! Straight through the pane of the glass. And he's not able to find it. 3 versus 2, both his T's low. Nade neutralizes one. And it's just YR left. Cannot connect the spray. And Team Spirit going to make it a trio of rounds.
So they are indeed able to recover right here. But it's still kind of tough to call, kind of tough to name, really. It's nothing too convincing. After the match against Envious, after the ending of the previous matchup against Elements Pro Gaming, you don't really know anymore what's true and what's false coming from Team Spirit, really. You cannot judge what the real potential at the moment is. Could as well be that they're not what we thought they would be walking into this group. They're not as strong of a team that we thought we expected them to be.
Davkos once again with the AWP. EPG once more outside. It's Sotvig to find the first. Leveled down to 4 is EPG closing in. Hooch going to be the first man down, but Space is already inside. He spotted out a shit. Good flash. Capitalized. And Elian does return it straight in for his second. It's back to a 3 versus 3, but finally found by Arch. As this is so back and forth. Now EPG, they can slow this down. They've got a 2v2 with a minute left. They can just sweat out the CT side, make them second guess, even third guess if that's a thing. What the hell is going on right now? You can see Hooch just trying to hold out this B rotation, knowing that if the bomb can get downstairs, he can be such a pivotal player to stop Spirit from even rotating in. That's Nickelback gone, so bomb down, Hooch is next in line. Team Spirit finally finding form.
No. Now they're starting to retaliate, starting to look a little bit more impressive. Afghan's definitely alive out there, Sotvik at the top. But we're still missing a little bit of that Coldy and Dima, and they were not doing well against Envious. They're starting to recover slightly, but when they're still at the bottom of the standings, I'm still afraid to see the very same performance from them as against that French team. They might just be sitting on these 3 or 4 kills for 5 consecutive rounds, and then that could break the entire team spirit.
Sotvik straight over the smoke. Trying to tag away damage. Those nades almost capitalize. Elian's going to finally find Davkost. Orb gone. Means outside is still up for contest. With Elian so low after that initial spray battle between him and Sotvik. Tags, but no frags. There's a minute remains. Sotvik wants to go cheeky and find outside. Spots a knee. It's probably the AWPer. As EPG, they're already moving down to this B site.
Nickelback checking every little corner. Coming into the ramps, he's already killed a single man, but doesn't really know where to look for the others. Sotvik, I don't feel like it's a good position for him overall. Alien's not in such a horrible spot. He's very low in health, but he's got some safety. While for Sotvik, he's got very low health, and he's kind of locked out from the map. If he wants to rotate into that bomb site B, it's going to take him a lot of time. He'll be exposed to quite a bit of crosshairs on his way down there, I guess. Now Incendiary, that's going to be Elian killing actually Coldy, but also smoking Dima out of the vents, and only Sotvik remains. That's exactly what I was talking about. He's going to be left all alone because of how long it takes him to rotate, and he doesn't see anybody walking into the bomb site. This is the worst kind of scenario for him. But Elian with the AWP, nothing he can do so quickly. So Sotvik catches the guy off guard, and he even picks up the AWP.
Yeah, this is clever. As he goes for this retake here, he's going to make his way through. Needs a no-scope. Nickelback's too quick.
Stopped at the worst possible moment right there. Nickelback didn't even start shooting instantly. He also stopped for a while to think what's happening and process what's actually unraveling in front of him. And that's 6-4. And Team Spirit, the biggest enemy of theirs right now, I feel like is going to be the economy. As we can see, they don't have too much to play with right here, and overall, EPG got a couple of free rounds at the very beginning. But later on, Team Spirit started to kind of overthrow that dominance of the Terrace Save, and just take a look at that. They get more frags out of that battle, 4 for just 2. And pick up the rifles, most importantly. And what is Hooch going to do now? He doesn't even have the bomb. They've got it perfectly in control. So now they fix the economy, the only problem that I thought was going to be for them. And from this point on, I feel like Team Spirit will start kind of crushing the opposition.
Yeah, this is what's so dangerous about Team Spirit. They've got such a surplus of firepower. The EPG, they cannot have a lapse of communication or judgment at any moment. Otherwise, something like this can happen. You can get decimated by the pistols inside. Hooch does take a pre-fire out, straight out here, but it's going to be the next man to peek in. And it's a 5th round for Team Spirit. Complete eco, barely any investment whatsoever for this CT side. And now, look at the spot that they find themselves in. They've got guns, they've even got this buffer, Davkost. Arch, a 3rd man, still with $4,000 each.
Davkost, most importantly, picked up an AWP, and already in the previous round he's had it for a moment. So he's getting accustomed, warms it a little bit with his hands, and Elements Pro Gaming rushing down the yards. For now, not finding anything out there. Waiting around the smokes, trying to go down to the... Ooh! Come on. To the secret. And in the meantime, Saltic sprays out 2 of them. So that kind of kills the round before it even's begun.
They're about to pour into Davkos. He's about to be tested. Passes the first. Almost nails the headshot on the second. Tries to back off, reopen the door, gives him a little bit of cover in a 5 versus 2. EPG actually succeeding here onto this B site, finding a pair of headshots. That was back to a 3 versus 2. And now, what can they do against Davkos? Obviously, his team are upstairs, just waiting for the re-rotation back out with 52 seconds left. There's plenty of time to back out and actually go to this A site. Instead, it's Arch. Actually going to get shot right between the eyes. Davkos next in line. Tested once again. Another shot. Tom wants to rotate out. He's being chased away with the AK-47. Pops in an A, does tons of damage. Allows Demon to swing in for the 6th.
But still, the bomb got planted. Still, a little bit of money is going to be there for EPG. So, Team Spirit kind of decreasing the value that is between them and Elements Pro Gaming, but they still only have 1,200 and Coldy. Soptic's going to be playing with 1,700. They went for a misbuy even. Somebody bought a Bison out there, wasting that precious money on their side. So EPG are not done for just yet. But for this round, they are playing with P250s only, and I can't imagine them figure something out with it. But just 2 rounds ago, it was Team Spirit who won with pistols like these. So who knows? Maybe it's possible. Everything's possible in Counter-Strike.
Anything's possible. Put your mind to it, Coldy. Racking up 2. 3 versus 2 now. Is Hooch the only player with Kevlar? The only player, in fact, as Elian also meets his maker. And what a creative flash. Hooch catches one in the back. Dav, also shot, of course. This guy's been so on point. 2 for him.
7-6. Team Spirit finally getting ahead of their enemies, but is it not too late also? The CT side of Nuke seems to be quite strong. 9-6.
This is pretty even.
Yeah. Elements Pro Gaming can still find another round. After all, they can even have an 8-7 for themselves right here. It's not yet said that it's got to be 9-6. And we're doubting that kind of scoreline already. So what if EPG indeed win 2 of the remaining rounds? Yeah,
that would be a good half for them. Obviously, probably 6 to 8 is probably what they're aiming for anyway. So they're in decent territory. But the stars on Spirit have finally started to wake up, especially Davkos. He's hitting shots left, right, and center here. Sotvig deep in enemy lines is going to spring the trap. There's the first. And he turns around. He knows exactly what EPG are doing. It's been so well telegraphed. Don't know if it's communication from Davkos or just game sense from Sotvig. But he is finding these shots, and he even knows that Hooch is probably about to go for the peak.
Does he? Does he know that somebody's still inside of the garage? That's the question, because he never really looked at that angle. Yeah, he's going to get picked off by Hooch after all. Hooch only lost 28 points of health, so he's still quite fine. If we're talking about that, Nickelback also with a kill for himself, but at the same time, 2 people are lost on EPG side, and Noosh also goes down to Arch. So Arch, not about performance finally. Seeing some multi-kills from these people that we kind of couldn't see in the matchup against Envious Academy. Them waking up, as you say, is surely an important thing out there for Team Spirit. It could be a vital point before that final of this group happening, because like this is one thing. This match already seems to be quite tight and close between these 2 lineups in the first half of the match at least. But what comes next is a challenge that possibly both of these teams won't be able to overcome.
Remember, this is Cider. One more spot in our group final up for grabs. The other team, they'll be going home. That's what's so good about the double GSL format. The pressure's always applied. Quick spray in. Davkos finally actually misses a shot. Looks like he wants to swing in, get greedy, and actually find a kill, but instead falls back inside, taking a more passive angle of approach is EPG. Nickelback, you can see, just maybe wanting the angle, but he gets a lot more than he bargained for. CPG falling back, maybe about to go for an execute on this A site. They've got players in front and behind. I think they probably want to go for a split through both Heaven and Main, through Hut as well. You can see just taking outside control. They've got players pretty much everywhere at this point, and it's all down to Hooch. He needs to find this kill. Very messy, and he does fall into Davkost as well. Spirit seem just too good right now.
All down to Hooch when he manages to pull off his ass. Nobody can really support him or get anything else done. Besides, Alien gets one kill, needs to beat Coldy down. He'll be able to let the bomb planted that way, but not with Dima shooting at his back. And Dima was actually the last man standing. So maybe if Alien wasn't so focused on the bomb plant, he could have killed the guy right at his back. That was a possibility. And instead, 9-6 in favor of Team Spirit. So after all, they do get the 9 rounds. EPG probably not too happy with that, but the game's still not yet over. But as you said, Team Spirit started awakening, and if they really did, then APG will just start getting kicked.
Yeah, that dragon in their logo is roaring right now and looking to storm onto this A bomb site. The USPs are coming out on top. Davkost and Coldy both down to 22-25 respectively. There's Coldy, the man who's barely stepped up at all this series today, needs to step up right now. He gets counted out before he even gets started. So EPG, if the previous half was good, they're now in an even better position. They've got the ball rolling on the CT side.
Yeah, could be cool, could be good. But I don't know, just have that feeling that normally in the previous matches that we've been casting together, the Group B, Group C, Group A finals, I felt like when I was betting on the underdogs, then I had some grounding for like saying that there is a chance they could really win. Right here, I don't feel convinced at all by Elements Pro Game. I unfortunately don't see the possibility for them to win, and the match against Singularity, alright, they got it, but that also just seemed kind of eerie. Just seemed like Singularity more like were the ones that throw it, rather than EPG the ones who smashed it so much. But here we go. For now, they can still continue, cannot even not lose a single person up against the force buy of Team Spirits. Now, Spirit will be playing a pure eco, maybe except for Davkost, but he's collecting for an AWP, so it's also highly likely that he won't be buying anything up here, and should result with a scoreline of 9-9. From that point on, a full buy. If EPG don't make any bigger mistakes than that, then maybe they will be able to convince me there's still yet a chance for them to knock Spirit out of this group.
No money spent. Team Spirit just looking to do damage with the Glocks, and Coldy's going to nail a headshot. Of course, Elliot been an absolute superstar this game, going to find one of his own. That's a bomb down. EPG, big gap in their defense. If Spirit are able to do that with pistols, they're going to be able to do with the buy round, perhaps. Stepping up at the next. I'm not too sure. Arch able to salvage a Scout CZ. The scoreline draws level.
Okay. And now comes the big decider. Now comes the most interesting point of this matchup, I think. Nickelback playing with the UMP 45. Already one thing I can see that I don't like right here, especially that he's got 7,000 remaining on his account. So EPG, sure, if they lose this round, they will be able to rebuy, but I don't think that that's what they should be aiming at. They should be aiming at rather being able to win this round instead of like having enough money to rebuy. It seems like negative thinking. But Nickelback is going to find a headshot on Arch, so maybe it's even more positive thinking that he says, alright, I can beat them down with a UMP 45, I don't care. They're noobs.
Love this angle from Elian right now. AWP out, but he does get dinked away right through the corner of that slab by the AK-47. Tries to take off another shot, but again missing, forced back. Team Spirit already 4 players in this server, 1 down already. Hooch is going to make that 2. Him and Nickelback both peering through.
So at such a crucial point, Nickel getting the kill with UMP, replacing that for an AK. Hooch also stepping up, making a 5-on-3. Elian, as you said, not a bad approach out there, but got dinked and forced away and managed to survive. That's a very important thing. Now, Dafcast and Coldy have the yard in control, but they somehow have to get into the building if they want to get something done, and they don't have the bomb in their hands, and Dafcast is good as dead. Somebody from the heavens striking at him, but Nickelback was up close, and he was sure to kill that guy off. 10-9 in favor of EPG. Little money for Spirit again. EPG building up a bank. Nickelback, as I said, 7,000 back in the previous round. Right now, he's got more than 10K, and it will be getting even better if it continues like this. They just need to get a clean round right now, and EPG could kind of scare Team Spirit away.
Obviously, just the pistols for Spirit. They want to go for this charge inside. YR probably wants to just go for the spray down. You want to be backing off if you're in this situation. Obviously, the pistol's charging him through. He's still got bullets on this AK-47. Quick reload in, and he's actually going to be able to almost find that shot. Nickelback just trading in as well. Only 1 rifle gone, and that's a pretty clean round for EPG. Just 5 remaining before that grand final.
900 for Nickelback for the 3 kills with the AK. 14,000 overall right now. He's got to start spending the money, otherwise it's going to get capped and wasted. But as you say, elements are getting nearer and nearer towards the final of this group. But can they really close it out? Right now, Team Spirit with a convincing 4-buy, and this time we don't have any UMPs for Nickelback. This time it's all fair and square, and EPG indeed should have a little bit of a lead right here. Still 3 incendiaries left out there for them, and Elian on that convenient position. Coldy's on top of the silo. He's going to get killed off. A nice headshot, another kill, and he falls back. He's not even going to lose any HP to that molly. Not maybe 6 hit points, but not like it really makes a difference. Not like matters. Now Hooch falls down to Sophic. 5v3 turns into a 4v3, excuse me. Oh, he's kind of spotted out, but YR instantly to reply. Oh, no equalizer! Dafcast not hitting a shot like this could be a catastrophe for them. Could be what loses them the round, but luckily enough, Sophic did rain death from above at Elian. And we're back to a 2-1-2. And seems like Spirit are still keeping their cold blood. And they're not really rushing it up. Dafcast waiting in the garage out there, but not going to be able to find anybody else with the AWP as Nickelback and YR just transfer themselves over to bomb site B. However, the terrorist team decides to go for A, and with 10 seconds remaining, they will have to commence and plant the bomb over there. And how will the CTs find their way back?
Through vents, straight up. It's going to be YR first in. Throws down a Molotov, but there's nobody pincered in by box. That flash does nothing. Dafcast certainly does. But Nickelback's going to try and charge in. 13 HP left. Needs to hit a fast headshot. No, Sophic's not watching. He does find the shots anyway, regardless. Double digits for Spirit.
Nickelback didn't have an idea where to look for Sophic, and he was right on top of his head. Sophic also was completely confused, didn't know where the guy's coming from. So, unfortunate for both the sides, we could have said. If Sophic lost it, it also would have been unfortunate for him. But it was unfortunate for Nickelback, actually.
Quick situation report. I feel like the pressure is starting to pile on elements. That was a round that they should have taken. A 5 versus 3. Bit of a lapse in judgment. Obviously, Elian went for those picks. Find it. It was picture-perfect Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Going for those initial frags, straight headshot, the repeat, didn't get too cheeky or aggressive. Perfectly played, backed off. That's when you should win the round. You should be able to fall back, just like Elian, and make that work. But EPG feeling the pressure, wanting to close it out right there and then, unable to do so. Instead, they find themselves in a slightly sticky situation where Spirit has all the money to go for this. Hooch, how the hell did he get there? Sneaking through the smoke, piles on through. Sotfik gone, and that's a follow-up nade. Nickelback doing so much damage here. Spays down into vents. It's going to get prodded by Davkost. Bayonet on the end of his AWP. Stabs him out the sky. 3 versus 3.
Davkost perfectly prepared. That kill in the vents, that was nice. Now it's down to 20. Who's just going to finish off? Actually, Dima manages to save up Davkost by sacrificing his own life right there. And now Arch to quickly cover up for that blunder. Now the flashbang once again does nothing. A lot of these flashes are not working for Elements. A lot of them are thrown on the spot and not thought through, actually. And Alien all alone with an AWP out of the blue hut. That's not too good of a position to be coming out of, but no, didn't have any chance of really pulling that one off. As Team Spirit, they knew that they had to just play it calmly and slow and collected. Works out for them. Still a little bit of money on an EPG. They will be able to go for another 4-buy, but they don't make it here. They don't make it anytime.
Pretty horrific situation. I can't think of a site that I'd want to play less than the A site, the retake of an AWP. Such a difficult one to make work. Just the crossfire is so strong with so many little angles and crevices for Team Spirit to be able to hide. But Bob Dang get the round in, 11 to 11. And you can see EPG here, they are just playing real back. I like this. I don't want them to go for any like aggressive approaches inside again, because I feel like this, and you can actually see Team Spirit are just waiting and watching for it this time. They've got 2 players watching for Elian to make that aggressive peek, and you normally see that when an underdog team actually finds something that works and they steal something away, they'll go for it again, and it's predictable the second time. A team like Team Spirit, who with respect, a much greater team, is going to make those adjustments in those situations.
But also, EPG are making the adjustment themselves. So, Hoosh is now going to get Sotfik down. 2 for 2 this far. Nickelback looking to deal the damage as always, and he gets that done! Elliot also hitting a shot. Hoosh once again showing up from the heaven this time around, and 12-11. EPG, the last chance that they had, and they use it this time around.
It was like a surprise party, wasn't it? They didn't know that they were there, and then all of a sudden, 3 people jump out, 3 kills straight in, party over. 12 to 11 now. Team Spirit under dire straits. They're running out of rounds, they're running out of money. Haven't got a lot of cash on their back. Everybody with a different weapon, a bit of a mixed bag, a bit of a playing gun game.
Maybe they can upgrade in gun game. You get the kills, you upgrade. So maybe they'll be able to do that. Team Spirit, they drop a person. They might get an AK and M4.
I like the analogy.
So for now, starts off pretty slow. Nickelback 777. Definitely want to talk about this guy a little bit later, though.
This push, I think it's about to come in onto the A site. Team Spirit, they seem very apprehensive to go for anything in the way of aggression right now. They're just playing way back, waiting to sweat out EPG, and the kills are already coming in outside. Hooch, Davkost trades.
So 4 on 4, and it continues. Hooch, a lot of the times he's able to find these entry kills. If not Elian, then Hooch, and can't imagine any other person really doing that this far for APG. A lot of times it's the first victim. There we go, Nickelback once again with a kill. Space also supports him to steal one away, and Elian with a double with the AWP. 13-11 EPG. You said that the pressure might be a little bit too high for them, but that's where they step it up. And yeah, talking about Nickelback, like obviously has to be a little bit of a reference to that rock band.
Yeah,
and there's a meme on the internet, like
really, a Nickelback meme?
Secret to the universe explained. Like there is a vacuum cleaner and Nickelback inside it, and Nickelback
I think I've heard. Is this Tim and Eric?
I don't know. I don't know who that is, but
is it a comedy thing?
I just saw a picture on Nightbag.
I think I might have seen this as well.
So basically, Nickelback inside a vacuum cleaner. That's why it sucks, and that's how the vacuum cleaner works, basically. But I can't even use that here because Nickelback's so good today. Overall, this guy's doing fine.
You really wanted to use it, didn't you? You really wanted to use it.
Yeah, even in the match that they lost against Team Spirit, Nickelback was also doing well. So good job on this guy. Maybe that's his favorite band, and he wants to like.
Or
bring them glory.
Or maybe he put 20 cents on the counter and he wants his Nickelback.
Might be.
There we go. Granddad joke for everybody there.
Alien, though, he's at the 30 bomb right now. He's got 30. First kill, in fact, right now on towards Dima. And that's a 5v4 and Elements Pro Gaming are going for the 15th. Come on. 2-man lead. They already lost one, though. So maybe it's not over yet. Something's able to run down Nickelback. In fact, we're talking about some good stuff regarding this player, but now he goes down without a fight. Dafkos with a double. Come on, EPG. They cannot have a 5v3 because they always lose that, apparently. But Hoosh is there to save the day. The oldest member on the lineup, obviously, with the most experience. He knows that they cannot lose another situation like that. And YR also instantly reflects. Sophic all alone. The bomb in the middle of the bomb site. The guy in the Toxic, obviously, that is readable, but doesn't mean that Sophic will know exactly where to shoot. And that's 15-11. Maybe if he had a negative in that situation, he could just come in running and shooting.
That would be entertaining. I was thinking today, I want to see stats for negatives because Tigris from HLTV, hope I'm pronouncing his name right, put R8 stats on Twitter.
I love R8, by the way.
Yeah, and it said like Alu got the top R8 kills. I think he got either 10 or 20 frags, and then the next best player was like 4 frags, something like that. I want to see the negative stats. I'm going to tweet at him. I'll tweet at him asking for negative stats. I want them. I think MBK will be fairly high. He likes to whip out the negative every now and again.
I don't know. I don't really know who would be on the top of the negative standings, but probably in like lower tier matches when a big favorite's playing against an underdog, like 16-0, you could see a lot of negative in matches like these.
Yeah. I want to see. I remember MBK got a triple kill with the negative on the B site of Inferno a couple of years ago.
Oh, up for now. 3-on-3, even though Spirit are playing with only pistols, even though it should be over, and 16-11 in favor of EPG. These guys have not yet lost their spirit. But Alien is just going to break it right now. A double kill for him before the round's over. BHE not tossed after all by Nickelback, and it would have finished the deal here and there, actually, because Dafkos would be falling back straight into the nade, actually. Would be too late to change his mind. But he's still facing off against 2 people with full health. He's got a full set of nades, though, and the bomb on his back. So, like, all he's got to do is just pick a site, go in, try and get it planted.
I think that's a silver lining. He has got the economy. He has got the utility, sorry. He has got the AWP as well, which kind of counter-navigates the fact that he's got low health, but sweeps right into Nickelback.
Alien 34.
Finishes off, yeah. I think Alien was probably the crucial member of that game. Obviously, really fast frags with the AWP, opening and entering, especially on that CT side. I thought maybe that EPG would really slow down the pace when it got onto that CT side, but they seemed, if not stronger, look pretty convincing, all things considered.
Very beginning, extremely convincing. The middle of the game kind of dropped off, and then the ending once again, pretty nice.
Yeah, so EPG and Envious Academy in a final. Can you believe it? Are two, like if we had to seed them, probably the 2 lower seeds.
Would have expected Envious Academy, but never EPG.
Yeah. So obviously, not what I was expecting. Personally, I was expecting perhaps Singularity versus Team Spirit, the S's.
Maybe I would have
said sibilance in the last game.
Maybe I would have said Spirit versus Envious Academy, but
yeah,
I definitely thought like between Singularity and Envious Academy, it could be extremely close, and it was. But I didn't think that Spirit could drop out.
So the one thing is, Envious Academy should be celebrating right now because they haven't got the same. They haven't got the same opposition as they had earlier on today. Obviously, I think Spirit are the sort of team that can just whitewash you out of the server. I think that EPG is probably going to be an easier matchup. I think they're the easier CIS team in our field, and that's the next game coming up. We're actually getting back on schedule. We're only half an hour behind the original schedule at this point. Yeah. Imagine that. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? But people are here for the Counter-Strike regardless. Thank you so much for staying tuned through these 5 games. Coming on to the 6th, this is one people have been waiting for. The grand final, the group final. 250 euros on the line. Can you say 250 bucks instead of 250 euros?
I don't know. We have to ask the Germans, like, what do you say instead of a euro?
Oh, no. Yeah. I think there's got to be slang, hasn't there?
Yeah,
got to
obviously.
be slang for that. Either way, Envious Academy versus EPG. That's the next game coming up in about 10 minutes' time. So make sure you're staying tuned for that one. We're going to go to a quick break now, so make sure you join us back here in about 10 minutes for the group final of this group. See you in a bit.